The Supreme Court sent a strong message today that the Second Amendment protections can be legally restricted against suspects in domestic abuse cases.
Only one justice dissented. Justice Clarence Thomas said today's ruling on gun access puts the Second Amendment rights of many people at risk, many other people. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager breaks down the case that started here in North Texas.
Friday, the U.S. Supreme Court upheld a federal law that prohibits people under domestic violence restraining orders from owning firearms. The 8-1 decision in favor of the Biden administration reversed a ruling from the federal appeals court in New Orleans that struck down the law. Justice Clarence Thomas was the lone dissenter. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote, "Since the founding, our nation's firearm laws have included provisions preventing individuals who threaten physical harm to others from misusing firearms." Going on to say early American gun laws, quote, "confirm what common sense suggests. When an individual poses a clear threat of physical violence to another, the threatening individual may be disarmed."
And you looked at the reasons why people had the laws they did back in the 1790s when the Second Amendment became law. And it was never the case in the young United States that any old person could carry a firearm around. There was always some ability to restrict people who were violent from having weapons that they should not have. That's the principle that should control here, and that's why Mr. Rahimi's wrong.
The case involved an Arlington man, Zaki Rahimi, who argued the federal law infringed his Second Amendment rights. Rahimi fired guns at others 5 times in 2 months in late 2020 after he was charged with domestic violence and placed under a protective order requested by his girlfriend. A federal grand jury indicted Rahimi for having guns while under that restraining order, even though the state charges against him were still pending. He pleaded guilty to the federal charge and was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Rahimi remains in the Tarrant County Jail awaiting the outcome of his state case.
The Supreme Court said, safety's been a thing as long as we've had a country, and you're just asking for a right that was never yours at any point in our nation's history.
Violence against women and children, violence against anyone shouldn't be politicized, and is certainly not one side of the aisle or the other kind of issue. We all should have zero tolerance for this.
Advocates for victims of domestic violence have been closely watching this case, including Jan Langbine, CEO of Dallas's Genesis Women's Shelter. Langbine says where there is violence in the home and access to firearms, the abuse victim is 500 times more likely to be murdered.
Yes, we've come back up from a -10 to a 0, but for many, if not most survivors of domestic violence, there has not been a conviction, there is not a protective order, and there's a whole closet full of firearms in the other room. So we encourage your readers, your listeners, to know that there is help and hope, but if there are firearms in that other room, that they are in a lot of danger.
In Dallas, Peyton Yeager, Fox 4 News.